Well, good afternoon. Happy Sunday, everyone. Ladies, I want to talk to you today about men primarily, and we're going to talk about being open and receptive. Have you ever turned a prince into a frog? Man, when I heard that, I was like, oh, yeah, I have done that. I've had a lot of princes, and I ended up with a lot of frogs. And instead of kissing the frog and turning him into a prince, I did the opposite. Can anyone relate? How about, does your guy ever tell you that you're criticizing him or you're nagging him and you're just driving him crazy? Or does your man ever say, you know what, I just can't make you happy and I have to go? And you're going, what are you talking about? I have no idea what's going on here. I was definitely one of those women. I have now learned that if you hear a man say, I can't make you happy, that's like a huge red flag. So if your guy is saying, I can't make you happy, like, pay attention, okay? Because this is really, really good stuff. So I have good news for you. The answer to this has to do with getting in touch with your femininity. Of course, is my theme lately. It's something that I've struggled with. I've been very, very masculine most of my life, a lot of masculine energy. I think I actually am run by testosterone, and I'm learning about what does it mean to be feminine, what does it mean to be someone's soil, and this has everything to do with being open and receptive. And so one way that we can be open and receptive to men is we can be open and receptive to the ways that they're trying to make us happy. I was talking with a friend the other day, and I was telling her all of this information. She was just giving me the deer in the headlights look, and I realized a lot of us don't know this information, so I wanted to share some of it with you. So it should be really quick. So women are externally motivated because of our DNA, because of our hormones, just because of the way we've been programmed for such a long time as mothers. We are looking at what's happening in the external environment, which is why a lot of women joke around and say they're ADHD, or it's like, oh, I start to do the laundry and then I end up doing the dishes, and then I realize there's toys on the floor, and I take the toys in the kids' bedroom and I realize I haven't put away their clothes or made their bed, and then I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I forgot I made coffee, and you're running all around the house doing 50,000 things. And men are single focused. They're thinking about one thing at a time. And this goes back to women. We're literally trained by babies. Our DNA is trained by being a mother. And so if I try holding a napkin, maybe my baby will stop crying. Or if I make a funny face, maybe the baby will stop crying. Men were trained by the animals that they killed, that they hunted. So for a man, there's no trying, because if you try and fail, then you're eaten instead of eating your dinner. So women are externally motivated. They remember where are the blueberries. They try different things. And when someone criticizes a woman, if someone said, you know, Heather, I really like that shirt. What a cute shirt. It looks so good on you. You look good in pink. Then I would be like, wow, you know, I wonder how many other things I have that are pink. And I might even go look through my closet and be like, oh, I like this pink thing and that pink thing. Or if somebody says, you know, green just doesn't look good on you, I might go through my closet and look for everything green. Or if my spouse says, hey, I really like extra cream and sugar in my coffee. Every time I make it for him, I'm going to put extra cream and sugar. Men are different. Men are internally motivated. Men define themselves based on honor and integrity, and it's DNA, it's testosterone, and they tend to put value on things in a different way than women do. So if you say something about the external environment to a man, since he's very single focused, he's not necessarily even going to understand what you're talking about, because it's kind of outside of what he's focused on. Like I was saying, if he's thinking about killing, you know, some animal for dinner as a tribesman, they're not going to be thinking about, you know, did you put your socks in the laundry? It's just not even in their mental awareness. So if you said something to a man like, did you put your socks in the laundry? You're actually attacking his character. So for a woman, if you said, did you put the socks in the laundry? She'd be like, I wonder, did I put the socks? Oh, no, I didn't put the socks in the laundry. I better go put the socks in the laundry. And men hear it as a personal criticism. Men are hearing that there's something wrong with them because they didn't put the socks in the laundry. So then my friend at this point, she says, well, how are we supposed to get them to do what we want them to do then? So, right, that's the question that all women have. We want them to do things. And so I started talking to her about how men actually, very deep down, men, honor and commitment and integrity, these things are very important to men. They start competing at a very young age because the DNA, you're competing to kill the animal or be killed. So they actually start competing with each other also to see who the leader is going to be. And because of this, they form a lot of honor and integrity within themselves, and they compare themselves to other men. And one thing that is just sort of inside of men is that they want to make their women happy. And if you have a man that you don't think he really wants to make you happy, you might ask yourself what you're doing with a man who's kind of out of integrity, because most men really want to make their women happy. The problem is that men are reacting to women, and most women aren't letting their men know how happy they're making them. So if I don't let him know how happy he's making me, then all he hears me doing is criticizing him for not putting his socks on the floor or whatever else nagging thing that we do as women, and they're hearing she's not happy, she's not happy. This is even simple enough as, I even posted this recently on Facebook. If you say to a man, where are we going for dinner? And he says, where would you like to go? Now, typically and traditionally, and I hate to admit that, for me, what happens in my brain is this alarm goes off like, oh my God, seriously, can't you just answer the question, and can't you provide and take care of me? This is my sort of ancestral DNA talking. I want the man to provide and take care of me. And really what he's saying is, I want to make you happy, honey. Where do you want to go? And I actually would be open and receptive by telling him where I want to go, because he's actually giving to me in that moment. And if I say, well, honey, I'd really like to go get a burrito or whatever I want, then because he's in integrity, he'll say, I don't like burritos, I'm not going there. Or he'll say, okay, that sounds great, let's go get a burrito, because he wants to make you happy, but at the same time, he's not going to give up who he is to make you happy. So very different from a woman who will give up a lot of who she is to make a man happy, which, by the way, is not a very good idea either, because one of the things that men are most attracted to is our confidence. So that's kind of a recipe for disaster. We're trying to make them happy, we contort into something else, and then we aren't as confident because we're not actually being authentic anymore. So they want us to be happy. They want to make us happy. And so my girlfriend says, well, how do we get them to know that they're making us happier? How do we get them to do the things that we want them to? How do we get them to get the socks in the laundry basket? And it's very simple. Can anybody guess what the answer might be? Anybody? It's very simple. So you're just going to tell him the things that you like, and he's going to do them. And instead of saying, you didn't put the socks in the laundry again, and beating him up for it and nagging him and being a pain in the butt, wait for a time when he's present with you. Don't interrupt him while he's in the middle of a football game. Don't interrupt him while he's doing some kind of really intense chore like landscaping. Or don't interrupt him while he's doing work, because men are single focused. When they're finished and they're complete and they come to see you, which they do, that's when you tell them that you're so grateful for them helping you when they put their socks in the laundry. And you don't tell them, go put your socks in the laundry. And then they'll actually say to themselves, oh, she likes it when I put my socks in the laundry. I wonder if I put my socks in the laundry. And then if they see their socks, they'll put them in. Sometimes they won't even see their socks because they're single focused. But that's okay. When we keep the intention that they're trying to make us happy, everything will shift. I know this for a fact because I've done it way more times than I'd like to admit. I put nagging and I put criticizing before letting my partner know that I'm happy. And that just ends up with me having a partner who thinks that I'm not happy, and that's not a good thing. So what we want to try to do is let them know as often as possible how happy they are making us. Let them know the things that they do that do make us happy, be grateful for the things that they're doing. If you think about it, in this way, all of the things, I trust my man, and all of the things that he is doing, he's doing to provide for me. If you start looking at everything like that, you'll start seeing how he's thinking. And what's so funny about this is when I asked my fiance, I said, hey, I'm learning about this being open and receptive thing. I don't understand it. And, when you say to me, where would I like to go to dinner? Is that your way of trying to make me happy? And he goes, well, of course it is. Like, it's very, very obvious to men, this stuff. I don't know for you ladies, but it's not so obvious to me. I had no idea that was a form of him giving to me. So let's stay open to how they are trying to provide for us. Even when they're working 16-hour days, it's very possible that that's them trying to make us happy or provide for us. When they're asking us where we want to go to dinner, that's them trying to provide for us and make us happy. When they give us the shirt off of their back or their sweatshirt, don't ask him if he'll be cold. He doesn't care. He wants to make you happy. And if you ask him these questions, he'll say, of course, that's why I'm doing it. These are obvious things to men, but they're not so obvious to women. So I've been reading a lot about this, and I wanted to share it with you ladies because I know I've been struggling with it. And if this helps, please leave some notes in the comments because I'd like to know how this has helped you personally. If you have any personal stories that you want to share about it so that other women can continue to learn from this. I think it's really important for all of us to share what we're learning, share in the knowledge, so that we can have happy and healthy relationships. Until next time, I'm Heather Hundhausen, and thank you for listening all the way through to the end. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.